What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fox on Finance, where we break down the markets using technical analysis. Please understand that I am not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial advice. All right, guys, it's been about a week since I uploaded, but again, I told you I was not going to upload unless I had any real key updates to show you guys or to break down, okay? But today's video is going to be a very quick update through everything. I promise it will not be like the normal 25-minute videos, all right? We're going to start off with the SPY. We're going to talk about AMC, RIVN, NIO, DOGE, the usual suspects. And also, I will just go over the main indicators that I think are the most important right now so we can just zip right through this thing. All right, let's just jump into it. Let's not waste any more time. Here we go. So again, really the only key update, guys, with the SPY is I told you that it was going to come up here for this next level and kind of play around here before it's ready to take this all-time high down. Here you are floating just under 600, okay? So I told you what was going to happen is like once we get some candles to close above this level here, you're probably going to get that big impulse push. What do we have event-wise? We have CPI on Wednesday morning, 8:30. So that's a key. That's another key event coming up. Maybe that'll be the catalyst. Something that paints this positive push upward. I am expecting a push upward here, guys, and I do think CPI data, maybe there's going to be talk about the rate cuts again. Maybe we'll do this for like the 5th time in a row. I don't know. But nonetheless, we do have that event coming up. And also, I am looking at the June 20 options chain, okay? I think I talked about it in the last video with you guys, that it's absolutely loaded for a lot of the core plays and just stocks in general. Like the 20th looks insane. So couple events coming up like that, just off the top of my head. But nonetheless, this is progressing the exact way that we would want it to. Real quick, RSI is definitely floating up there in the kind of near the overbought territory, right around 65. So again, what did I tell you guys? If we were going to play around up here and have these impulse spikes, a big push to 611, 612 would definitely probably push this over to the overbought. That would give it enough time to kind of either do a double top for the SPY or bounce off the top of this, come back down one more time, and then really start to ascend so that this thing cools off. If not, you're just going to keep getting jolts as you go through this, and it'll just ride this wave probably for the rest of the summer. If it's going to stay up at this level and only pull back to like, 60 flat or something. You might just see like little spike jumps as we go forward with that. So RSI looks good. MACD definitely looks like there's not really much, obviously, bearish volume coming in here. That's fucking flat as a pancake. The MACD line, signal line are all coiled up. So really, guys, this is in position. I mean, even from just a technical standpoint, like look at the EMAs. I mean, those are all trending upward. It looks to me, guys, like this is definitely going to push towards a new all-time high, and it might be for several months that we see a progression to the upside out of here. Okay, so we'll pay attention as this develops going forward, but nonetheless, SPY looks good, and it is in line with what we want to see with the core plays that we're talking about on our end, which we will now go over AMC. All right, let's look at this. Last time I went over this, it was the breakdown of the new structure I gave you guys, lots of levels in here, just to give you a detailed analysis of what we're looking at, rather than everybody telling you we're just going to straight moonshot up. That may not be the case, and I don't want that being painted in everyone's head, because you're just going to be very depressed when this thing potentially, decides to like bounce around these levels in here and slowly work its way up this thing. So I'm preparing you guys for both of those scenarios. Like, I do believe it's possible, given the nature of how this structure looks with the cliff flat. I've gone over this hundreds of times now. When you have a flat like that, it's definitely doable to have at least a push up, guys, to this $55 level here, or even the blue box minimum, right? $40, something like that initially. Okay, if you're not going to get a straight shot all in one sitting. So structure wise, yes, it's possible, but if they somehow, like, the market algorithm, whatever you want to call it, is able to fucking slow it down and just bounce around these levels in here, and we don't get the big impulse moves up, like similar to January 2021, you are at least prepared. So that is my little rant about the structure, and actually digging into the structure real quick. You guys can see I have my little pennant drawn up in here, and we're pretty much at a decision point. I don't even think, guys, I can really stretch this pennant out any further, because I mean, it's just going in a straight line. It pretty much has to make a decision. So what I'm looking for is, if we get a clean close candle over this like X right here, this pennant, basically, if we get a candle above this, I would imagine we would at least start pushing. But again, what did I tell you is in here? You have a shit ton of resistance. I mean, look at the trend lines from the historical highs, right? from previous, and then you have the levels in here already that you're trying to ascend back up from here, right? All the way up to 556. So tons of pressure in here, definitely suitable for a giant impulse move for sure. Because again, once you burst out of this freaking insane resistance right here, you would pretty much like at least, I mean, with a lot of intense like bullish volume going upward, you would, you know, I would imagine go to fucking $12. I mean, I just don't see why not with the spacing that's in here. It's pretty weak. You know what I mean? You did have a lot of trading at this level here if you draw it all the way back here. So, I mean, yeah, you get up to there, but I can't see this being the end-all, be-all move. You know what I mean? So I would imagine at least getting up to the 12, maybe bouncing your head back down here one more time. And that's like around $6-7. And then the next time you'd push through, maybe you get the full break through the level, come up to this one. Like I told you guys before, bounce down here. Then maybe start doing the gap fill dance. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the next move would be like, okay, you burst through the $12 level, bounce your head on 14, come back down quick. Maybe you come up here, get a gap fill 1, bounce here. After you successfully do that, you bounce up through this level, fill this gap, come back down. Maybe it's a bounce down to this little level here, just temporarily. Like I'm talking really quick, okay? And then you would just get the whole fucking shot to finish this thing out. Like I think you would just shoot through this whole thing. But you definitely have to have enough momentum, like, to get you up there. I don't know if you can just get it in one shot. I mean, it is possible, but I mean, like, given the fact of like where we're at, I don't want to just be, you know, hell bent on like, yeah, we're just going to get everything in one shot up the cliff. So pennant wise, this is in decision mode. You're going to be seeing something happening here soon, because I imagine like if you get a candle close above, we should start at least trying to break through this resistance. If you get a candle close below here, you're probably coming down to one of my first green support lines right here, guys. Okay, we're respecting this trend right here. I would imagine if you are going to break this to the downside for whatever reason, you would come down to this level right here, and that would probably put you around $3-ish, which is, again, another historical level down here, right? What is this right here? Yep, $3 right here. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, but that looks good. Let's just look at the indicators real quick, because again, I don't want to make this too long. I mean, again, nothing's really progressing, guys. Like, you haven't seen this break this pennant even yet. Like, we got to get out of here before we see any kind of action. So RSI definitely looks like it's cooled off from the fucking 85 that it was at. You're sitting at 55. That looks very good. If we were ever to get a charged up move, guys, you want to be in this level. Even 50 would be fine. It just depends on how this is going to run. You know what I mean? Are they going to let you, or are they going to cool it down right down to here around $3 and then rip through all this? Maybe get a crazy shot through all this resistance, come up, like I said, bounce down here, and then just keep zigzagging up these levels. That's definitely possible, like I said. MACD, right here, you do have the MACD line about to cross down over the signal line, so it looks like it would be set up for a downward move, but you just never know. I mean, you could definitely get this to turn right up for a quick impulse move and then cool down. That's why I said I'm kind of on edge with that, because I don't want, I mean, when I see this, the MACD line, it's literally crossing right over the signal line. It tells me that there's a smidgen of bearish volume coming in, but when this crosses down successfully, you're probably going to get some downside. It's just what it is. So I am looking at that. And again, if you get a downside move, guys, I mean, you're talking like 30 cents. I mean, it's absolutely bullshit at this point. You don't even feel it. You know what I mean? It's 30 cents. I would imagine if it's a quick drop down, it would be like a V-shaped kind of spring move out of this, similar to what you got over here, where you came down to the 245 and then pop back out. That's what I imagine would happen, is you break down to this and then rip through. So that would be the downside move. If there's a close here, right? Maybe it's Wednesday or something. If that CPI data news is like really bullish enough to push this market up, maybe you do just get the burst out of here. But the interest rates are going to be key, guys. If we're going to see the small caps, I think, really get a chance to like kind of go on those crazy power runs. So just keep that in mind. EMA wise, we are seeing what, 413 on the freaking 200 EMA. It's absolutely nuts, dude. I mean, this thing's coming down pennies at a time. And look at this. I mean, the freaking 200 is about to burst through the fucking resistance from the ceiling. I mean, this is just nuts. This is like Mission Impossible. The 200 is going to be like Tom Cruise coming through the fucking roof to help the candles escape. Like, it's bonkers what's going on with this. So as this continues to descend, it's getting closer to the price action. We get above the 200, this thing definitely could moonshot. I mean, for sure. It's definitely possible. It's not like something like super erratic. I mean, we've seen it with other stocks, how this chart reacts. and those charts react when this thing gets above the 200. We also have the 2021 historical pattern to go off of as well, and we saw what happened when it gets above the 200. It's very impulsive, but I'm again being objective, again trying to make sure you guys are not getting too impulsive yourself and just getting too hype, you know, just keeping those expectations tempered so that you're ready for both scenarios, right? So yes, EMA wise, if I'm looking at this, man, it's shit's in position. There's really, I mean, look at this, guys. You have the 20 crossing over the 100. Didn't I tell you that in the last video? I wanted to see that. So in one vein, the MACD, yes, we have the MACD line curling down. It kind of looks bearish. You're like, oh shit, here comes the green volumes dying, right? But then contradicting wise, it's like, here's the 20 crossing over the 100. You know what I mean? Which again, we would imagine there should be some kind of impulsive price action to the upside, right? I mean, so MACD definitely could pop up and, like I said, get you out of that resistance zone. Maybe it's enough to, you know, push you through this. If not, then you would probably bump your head again at one of these levels, I would imagine. You know what I mean? So all that stuff looks very good, guys. Hell, even like the Bollinger Bands, if you want to even look at that. Yeah, right, stuck between the top band and mid band, literally in a straight line. If I'm looking at this, not trying to be ultra biased here, it should pop, I feel like, to the upside, at least to some degree, right? If you're not going to get this pop through all this, then fine. But like still, the way that the EMAs are positioned, and just look at the price action, how stagnated it is. It's literally going sideways, and it's sitting on this level here, this red shaded level. I mean, it's like creating support here. So if we do get a pop off this, I will create this as I'll make this box green. This will now become a support in the future, and we'll continue to update the chart. But that's really it for AMC, guys. We are in a decision moment. We're just waiting for this thing to really get some kind of move other than just like sideways. It's going to break the pennant through this thing. It's sick. So that is it, guys, for AMC. Let's just quickly go over RIVN. These ones are not as super complicated. Looking at the daily on RIVN, as you can see right here, it looks like basically this thing tested. Let me see the 4 hour. It's damn close. I mean, this thing definitely is in like test territory for me, and it's bouncing off. It's possible my trend lines could be slightly off here. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I mean, but like this thing went down to like 1380, and I thought that's exactly where it needed to go. Like, look at the wick right here on the weekly, guys. So I'm imagining like maybe give it a freaking half an inch or so here. This thing is definitely tested, and it looks like it's now bouncing up. If this is like accurate, like my trend line here, and this thing is actually not tested, then I would imagine you'd get a candle to come down real quick, touch it, then go. But it's close enough. I mean, it's right there. And again, we've seen it with like NIO. Like there's been like really, really slight touches on the trend. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I could try to like, no, like I think this looks good. I don't think I could stretch this any further than I wanted to. But definitely getting that green reaction this week, guys. It's at 1440 close. It looks like it's bouncing off this channel. And I told you what, that when you came up, came down, and the next bounce should carry you through the next few levels here. Like you should start to see RIVN now progressing, which makes me hopeful for the rest of the small cap crowd, because if RIVN is working its way up these levels, then I feel like the rest of the basket is going to go off, right? And I feel like it's going to go in order of like least risky to most risky at the end of this entire cycle. So that looks extremely good, man. I love to see the pop off there for RIVN. You know what I mean? That looks very, very good. RSI wise, look, yeah, it's cooled off enough. 50 on the RSI. It's beautiful. Enough gas to go for the next big run. You might be looking for 24, 25 bucks, man, on this next run. I really think it's possible to see that if this is confirmed and tested for real. Or if it's just that strong and it's pushing, you're in that RSI zone to do it. There's no doubt about that. And then over here, looking at the EMAs just really quickly, you can see right here that the candle today bounced off the 20, right? You see how the wick came down? So it looks like it came up to the 20. So the 20 is kind of acting as like resistance right now. But I mean, it's pinched right in here. So I would imagine that this thing is going to go. You know what I mean? I would imagine based on where the RSI is at. Do we have a good MACD? MACD on the daily. It looks like, yeah, the MACD signal line has already crossed down through that move. It looks like this thing's ready to start curling up. You can start to see the bars are thinning a little bit. This was probably the biggest bar here, and now the volume is starting to flip down. So hopefully there's a big push, right? And that just gets going. That would be amazing to see that thing hit like 24, 25 bucks in the next couple of weeks. I would be really happy with that. And again, it would put us in line with our target of $28 at the top of this channel just to start. After this channel, we'll continue to talk about it. But RIVN is hitting the targets that we needed to hit, guys. It looks very good. NIO, this one is again being stubborn as usual, playing out sideways break and just resting on this green line. We're not getting the freaking push down to this red line at 302. It is literally just sideways trading right now, and it looks like it's waiting on just some kind of news or something that's going on here with this. Like, it's very, very neutral to me right now for some reason, and I would expected this already to start kind of trending up even to like 560, guys, I would imagine. So something's going on with this one, for sure. Very, very strange. And again, I don't really care too much about the freaking earnings and all the bullshit. But MACD line has already crossed over, and it looks like it could be in position to cross over. So, you know, red volume is thinning. It looks like this MACD line is really flattening out. So it could just pop right over, get the crossover, and that would be one trigger chain that we would need in this entire setup. RSI definitely in position. You're sitting at 41. You're under the midpoint of the RSI, so there's a lot of gas to go in there. I think we're ready to kick these things off, man. They look very good. I mean, and look at the freaking EMAs all clustered up. You're just waiting, guys, on one chain reaction. The price action is all in line with these EMAs. This is across the board for everything that we're covering. So that looks amazing. I mean, I really have no issue with this. Just stubborn, though. Very stubborn. And again, if I had to update people, my new people here in the channel, you break out of the channel, guys, I do believe you're going to start taking down levels like this, right? You'll come back to 560, probably blow through 550, 560, come up to the 789, then you would come roughly to 16 bucks and just continue to ascend up the channel. And again, 24 bucks. You know what I mean? And again, that would just be the start of the, you know, progression to the upside. And then we'll talk about all the other crazy shit like the repeating fractal pattern down the road, what we're going to get based on the price action. We get this again, absolutely killer. That'd be beautiful. But again, I'm not like banking on it. I'm just focusing on the here and now. Looks like Dogecoin right now, guys, as I'm covering the video, is trading like around 20 cents nearly. What, 19? This is on the 1 minute. Let's see here. I had a previous fib up. I was over here doing some experimental stuff. Here we go. All right, yeah, this is interesting. So this is the previous fractal pattern like I showed you guys in the previous videos, and I expected it to kind of stay down here. If I can actually pop, broke these first two levels, kind of bounced around here, came back down into this zone, which is very strange, right? Based on the previous fractal, it was pretty flat. Now it looked like it was going to go early, so I was pretty excited about that. But then this is, again, why you don't get too excited when you see shit that's abnormal, because, again, there was really no need for it to pop like that other than the hearsay stuff in the, you know, politics and, you know, the news about crypto this and crypto that and how much we need it and all this other bullshit. But nonetheless, after coming up from the 26 cent level, dropped all the way back down to like what? I think we hit a low 16.7, we'll call it. Now it's reversing up. And again, bouncing in between this green line. So this is pretty much in line with the dates, though, in terms of like length of the move. So I would imagine, guys, we are going to start to see some price action pretty heavy to the upside, exceeding this level. And again, my price targets remain the same. 48 cents would be the top tier target for this entire range. Once you get past the 48 cent mark, I would imagine you are going for that all-time high, the previous all-time high, as your next point of interest. If you break the 74 cents, guys, you would probably come up to my new target around this 97 cents level, okay? And anybody that is new, if you see these little blips here on my chart, every single iteration of this move has been doubling. So from the price here to here is double, and from the price here to here is essentially double. So if it is following this pattern where it's doubling, a double here would give you about like 97 cents, because you can see here it's basically 48.5. So if you take this times 2, you're getting like 97 cents, right? Or 96.9 if you're really fucking anal with the math, okay? So yeah, that would give you 97 cents, maybe a push through to $1, call it good. That would be just for the here and now target, okay? So that looks very good. Like I said, everything looks pretty on point. Like I said, we got the SPY doing its thing. Even the IWM is now pushing through these levels right here, sitting at 213, guys. Like, this is everything you want to see, all right? So not going to waste any more of your time. That is the update for today. Just looking for key moves, guys. Those kind of just Kickstarter moves. And I do believe when we get those, we will see the progression continue. So again, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. Follow me throughout this journey and the rest of the crew, because again, I think we are kind of entering those final moments where we get the Kickstarter moves, and then you should see some kind of either impulsive crazy ass moves or some at least progression type style moves where you just see these things steadily climb. All right. And I think we are all waiting for that. And we have been more than patient. So I will see you guys in the next video, man. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If there's anything differing in your opinion, let me know. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Alrighty. Take care.